Hello all. In this video, I'm going to have a brief discussion about subqueries. I'd like to give you the brief difference between the correlated subqueries and non-correlated subqueries with examples. Okay. So here I'm using employees database. Okay, where I am having departments table and employees table. I hope you know this is the foreign key which is going to help us. Okay, to maintain the relationship between these two tables, okay, departments and employees. Okay, so I want to create one database for this one. Okay, create database subqueries db. Okay, I'm just selecting this, I'm executing it. Okay, database has been created. So what you need to do immediately after executing code, you need to check this particular section where whether this is or this has been executed successfully or not. Okay, now the next part is that you need to refresh this section. Okay, now I can see my database over here. Yeah, I'm just double clicking here so that the reference will go to this particular database. Okay, now I want to see is there any tables available. Okay, what is the code for that one? Show tables. Okay, so I'm just written so that okay, there is no table so far. Okay, I'm just closing this. I'm going to create a table. Okay, while creating a table, one thing we need to remember here is that sometimes we will try to just create this table first and this table for later. Okay, so you will get an error. Basically, we'll see that. For suppose I'm going to create this particular query. I'm just executing this. Now see, fail to open the referenced table department, so that here the employees table is depending on the departments table for this particular value, right? So now what will happen basically here? It will check for this particular department ID, okay, which is there. That is why actually this employees table is a dependent table here. This department table is an independent table which is not having any foreign keys within that. Okay, first we will try to create the table, later this one. Okay, now tables you have created. Now I would like to execute this particular to see the tables over there. Okay, now I'm having two tables, but there is no data, right? We have just created the tables. What we have done basically, we have defined our tables. This is called the table definition. Okay, within the table definition we'll have the table name, columns, corresponding data types, and the constraints. Okay, here it is having the primary key constraint and the foreign key constraint. Now if I want to load the data into this one way is that using insert statements. Alternative way is that have CSV files. Okay, I'll try to load the data into this. Okay, just right click in this area for that particular database, table data import widget. Okay, now I'm browsing for that particular file, so I'm having the departments CSV file where I'm selecting that particular file. Later I'm going to create a departments table. So basically it is saying that use the existing table or else create a new table. I want to use the existing table. Under the subquery db there is a departments table. Okay, click on the next, department id and the department name. Okay, two columns. Okay, next, so what is the department id, next one is the department column. Great, next I'm going to click on the next, next, next. Okay, here you can see the information, right? 5 records have been imported. Okay, finish. Later I'll do the same thing for employees table. Okay, browsing for that particular employees CSV file, click on the next. Here I need to choose this particular thing, right? I need to choose this particular employees table. Click on next, next, and do this. Okay, click on next. Okay, 50 records have been imported. Okay, now I'll try to verify the records. Select all from employees. Okay, now I'm able to see all the 50 records. We'll try to verify the records in departments. Okay, SQL is a case insensitive language. So I can write as select in capitals or small case letters. Still it works. there are 5 records. Okay, now we'll try to answer one question. Okay, what is the question here? Employees with salary greater than average salary. Okay, salary of all the employees. Okay, now we'll try to see that. I'm going to select from employee what are the records. I want to refresh this over here, expand this. Okay, employee ID is there, name is there. Okay, I want to select that particular all employee records first of all. Later we'll specify those particular columns. Okay, select all records from employee where his salary is greater than the average salary of, simply write this, it is direct entity, right? I'm getting invalid use of the group function. Okay, this is the aggregated function. Whenever you are using the aggregated functions, one thing is that directly we can select average values on entire table, or else I need to use the group by class in order to group the data. Okay, so I cannot write the aggregated function within the where class. Okay, but the same thing, how can I get? Suppose see like this, I want to see the average value, average salary. Okay, I'm selecting this. Yeah, I can see the average salary. One way is that I'm just copying this value. Okay, now what I will do, I'll just use this particular value here. In this area, I'm going to keep my value here. Okay, so I'm selecting this. These are the people with the salary. How many are there? 25 employees are there. Okay, I'm going to give a scenario here. Assume that 50 more employees have joined. Okay, when I execute this code, then obviously average value will change, right? Because of this one, because of the 50 more records. When I use this particular code, it won't work. We need to make this one behave dynamically. Okay, so what is the code that I have used to get this particular value? This one. Okay, now what I will do, in place of this particular value, I am going to just keep that. Okay, what I have done, in place of this particular average value, I am going to keep this one. Now what happens next time when 50 more records are added, when I execute this particular code, then this query is going to work on the employees table, which is having the additional 50 records too. It will calculate the average value based on the additional 50 records. Then the salary will be compared with this particular average salary. Okay, this is the way that we need to proceed with. Okay, I think we are getting the same 25 records if you observe. Yeah, that's it. That's about, it's a subquery we say basically. Okay, so this is called non-correlated subquery. It means this particular inner query is executed only once. So this will return this particular 76,154 point some value. Okay, then that particular value is compared with the salary of each employee, and it will fetch all the records using a select statement. Okay, hope you got this particular thing. Okay, this is called non-correlated subquery. Okay, this is the subquery. This particular subquery is not depend on any values of the outer query. Okay, next one we'll see correlated subquery. we'll try to see the correlated subquery. I need to give the scenario here, right? I want to see the name and the department where that particular department average salary is greater than a particular department values. Let's go here. Here, give the details of the employee and his department ID where his salary is greater than his department's average salary. Hope you got the requirement here. So the requirement here is that I need to get the details of a particular employee and his department ID. But the thing here is that that particular employee should have the salary greater than his department's average salary. It means all the employees within that department, whatever is the salary that they are getting, okay, the salary of these employees should be greater than that particular average salary. Okay. Now, what is the first task you need to get? First task is that salary for each department. Okay, average salary I should say. The average salary for each department that I need to calculate. Okay. How to calculate the average salary here? Next again I am going to calculate the salary. Average salary from employees where department ID equals to what? Basically, what I'm trying to do here, suppose this is my first record, okay? There is the employee ID 16, his name is Frank, his salary is this much and he belongs to this particular department ID. Now basically what I have to do here is that I need to take this particular department ID of the person with the employee ID 16 and then immediately I need to calculate the average salary for this particular department. Okay. Here I need to provide the department, the particular department ID of the particular employee. But where to define this? I don't know, right? For suppose anyway is that it is just going to be like this particular query where I want to calculate the average salary for this particular department, right? My column name is department ID from employees where employee ID equals to 16. Okay, I'm to remove this. So basically what I'm doing here, I'm trying to calculate the average salary where the department ID is department of this particular person with ID number 16. So I want to calculate basically what is the average salary of the department where this particular guy Frank is working. Okay. So basically here I am trying to keep the value 16. I'll try to execute this. Oh, this is the average salary for that particular department. Okay, where this particular Frank is working, that is the department 3. I'm going to change this particular value here. Okay, because again this is going to be like a non-correlated one where it will execute only once, it will return this particular value and it is going to calculate the average value for this particular department. This is not the case that we want. It is going to verify each and every employee's department's average salary. Okay, so basically what it is going to do for each employee, whether the salary is greater than the average salary this department. This is our target, right? So what we are going to do basically here is that here I am going to get the department ID from this particular value. What I am going to do, I'm just copying this particular code and make a small change to this particular code. Okay. In place of this, I need one department ID here, right? So I just need the department ID only. Even before this, let me write one line here. I'm going to select all the records of that particular employee. Okay. From employees. Okay. I'm going to give some alias name for this particular table. Okay. Now, after giving alias name from this particular table, I'm going to compare the salary is greater than this particular average salary or not. So here every time I'm going to get the department ID of the particular employee. Okay. Now I am going to get that particular value from this. Okay. Where the department ID from the main table. I'm going to replace this value with department ID. So previously I'm getting the department ID that is of 16. Okay. Now I'm getting this particular department ID every time from this particular employees table. Okay. Now from where I am getting this particular value? From where I am getting this particular value here? So this particular table, if my table is having the alias name, every time it is going to take each employee and it will enter, and for that particular employee, what is the average salary for his department? It is going to calculate, and this average value will be compared with the salary, and then it will fetch all the records of that particular employee. We'll see that. How many are there? There are 23 employees. Hope you got it right. So basic point that you need to understand here is that here this is a subquery, but in this subquery this particular value is from this particular outer query table, okay, which is using this particular table. So how to say this one initially? First I'm selecting this one, we'll try to see the results. First it will take the employee one, his name is Tina. It's not his, it's her. Her name is Tina, salary is this much, and she belongs to the department 4. Okay. Now for this particular record, it will enter inside. For that particular department, it calculates the average value. Okay. Once the average value is calculated, then it will compare the salary. You're understanding, right? If you have any queries still, okay, you can post there and I can get back to you. Okay. Always give the feedback. That is how systems improve.